Every week or so, we get a new video with some title like, "Is SoD dying? The death of Season of Discovery," or "SoD is dead," or whatever. And it's always sort of annoying to me because these videos don't quite hit what's actually happening in the game. It's no secret that negative views or like doomer videos tend to do well. My best video lately was my AQ launch and how bad it was in Season of Discovery, the worst launch in Blizzard history, right? With admittedly a little bit of a clickbait title. I'm not saying that's the intention of YouTubers, but it's the unfortunate truth that negative videos always do really well, especially with Blizzard related content. Now this video more or less is a response to a recent video or videos from No Hit Jerome, who before I go on is someone I respect a lot and I think he's an overall swell dude and chill guy. I'm subbed to him on YouTube, I follow him on Twitch, I do like his content and he's very smart at World of Warcraft, but watching his recent videos about SoD recently is what inspired me to make this video. But no, Season of Discovery is not dead. And in this video, we're going to go over and sort of debunk all the claims going around and talk about not only SoD's health, but Classic World of Warcraft's health overall. Now, in this first point, I'm not going to deny that SoD's population overall hype has gone down significantly, but let's compare to what phase we're in now versus what we'd be in Classic 19. We're in AQ. The final rate of Classic is Nax, and back in 19, the feelings were similar during that AQ phase. We knew we just had Nax left. We had no idea we were getting TBC. In our minds, the game was coming to a close. We had our rank 14 players, we had all of our raids, AQ 10, AQ 20, 40, Blackwing Lair, Molten Core, ZG on farm, and we knew how to farm for our consumes, whether that was or wasn't within Blizzard's terms of service, I will not mention. At this point in any classic version of the game has died down in overall hype. Now I understand that with Season of Discovery, we should have expected maybe some new things or new content to go over in phases versus classic being more stagnant with us knowing what to expect. And I do want to talk about that, but that's for a future video. And when we compare this to other seasonal servers, let's talk about Season of Mastery. Our player base right now in SoD resembles that of their Blackwing Lair phase. And remember, they did not have level caps like SoD did at 20, 40, and 50. So when you compare it to our other seasonal server, we're still doing very well. The player base we have right now in SoD is still very good just for any MMO. So saying that Season of Discovery is dead is just a really strong hyperbole. And while we're still on the topic of AQ, I do want to talk about the number drop-offs that you can see from Ironforge Pro. Now, Ironforge Pro takes data from Warcraft logs. So even if you're rating on multiple characters on the same account, it's still going to make both of those characters unique players. So the numbers will always be inflated on how many people are actually playing in any version of World of Warcraft. And although there definitely was a decent portion of players who either took a break from SoD or quit SoD completely for these fresh servers, I think, and I'm going to stress this as think, I'm not going to claim this as fact, but I think the main reason for the drop off on Warcraft logs is because of this. How many of y'all in SoD right now are rating AQ on more than one character? Because up until last week, I wasn't, and none of my guild members were either. So right there, that's 20 less people accounted for on Warcraft logs. And multiply that by the other players who are only rating on one character in AQ, and it's going to make those numbers look even smaller. And take into effect that we just had Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's coming up. And also take into account that Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve were on Tuesdays here in America, and a lot of people raid on Tuesdays. My guild rescheduled our raids for Thursdays, and we had to combine our raid teams. I have 2 raid teams. I had to consolidate down to 1 because of the holidays. So those numbers are going to look smaller. I would expect these numbers to rise up, maybe not a lot, but still rise up in the later weeks. So when you look at these numbers and you get worried that maybe SoD is dying, just remember that real life comes first, you know? Now, I want to cover something that No Hit Jerome mentioned in one of his videos. And again, I'm not trying to bash him or antagonize him, but I do want to go over something that kind of not triggered me, but I thought was just not correct. He mentioned that leveling right now is barren and empty, and that's just not quite accurate. Before I shot this video today, which I'm posting today, I went online and did a /who of some major leveling areas like Elwyn Forest, Teldrassil, Dunmorrow, Red Ridge, Westfall, Duskwood, and there are a lot of people leveling alts right now. More than I actually thought I would see. I had a clip earlier a few weeks ago of this, but I lost it, so I had to reshoot it now, and I thought there might be less people in that clip, but there were more. And then I did a /who of every bracket, like 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 through 30, etc. And there's over 50 people in each bracket leveling right now. So this idea that you're going to be leveling alone just quite isn't true. Now, it is the weekend, right? So if you work from home or able to play during like early work days, it might seem more barren than that of the classic fresh servers. But this that people aren't leveling and the world is always empty just isn't something that's actually happening right now in Season of Discovery. Now next, I want to ask y'all this question. I know it'll get some eyes rolling, probably some not so nice comments in my comment section, but is Season of Discovery dying or is Classic dying? I was shocked to log onto my rogue on Night Slayer PvP after like a week or so of not playing him to see the layers had dropped from 10 to a whopping 4 to 5, maybe 6. That's like half the player base of Fresh gone on this server. It's clear that the hype of these classic Fresh servers has gone down a lot. And now these servers are still very healthy, but there are some problems on these servers that you'd think you'd only find in a dead game like Season of Discovery. It takes me forever to find a tank and a healer for lower level dungeons. I have to beg my girlfriend to tank on her warrior because we just can't find one. These screenshots you see here were taken at the same time on Crusader Strike, Season of Discovery's PvP server, and Night Slayer, Classic Fresh's PvP server. 4 layers and 5 layers. So instead of asking about SoD's health, I think we should really be asking this. Is the state of Classic in a good spot right now? And that's a topic for a later video that you will see eventually from me. And the last topic I want to go over about why there's less hype in SoD and it might seem dead even though it's not, is something that I know will get eye rolls and will get ughs in my comments, but it's just because it's not what the major content creators are playing right now. What's hot right now in Classic? Hardcore. Doom Howl consistently has the most players versus the other Fresh servers. Why? It's because of Soda Pop and Streamer Guild OnlyFans. I guarantee if you took them out of the equation, more than half of the hardcore population would not exist from the hype they generate. And I'm not saying hardcore isn't fun because it's a lot of fun, especially if you have the time. I loved playing hardcore on the first iteration of the hardcore servers. I also played hardcore on the add-on version that was made before that. But be honest, a lot of us play what the streamers are playing, right? That's where a lot of classic content develops from. You want to play what's hot because there will always be more people playing that. Not everyone flocks to what content creators make, but there is a good portion of people who do. Now, before I close out, I do want to say that a lot of criticism directed at Season of Discovery and Blizzard is valid. We've had some pretty bad endgame raid launches, and it only feels like it's getting worse and worse as each raid comes out. And some of the ideas they had pushed out, like incursions, didn't end well. We do have to remember that we are playing an experiment, and that sometimes the devs are just throwing darts at a dartboard and seeing what sticks. However, like I said earlier, some of these are just kind of inexcusable, especially with the buggy raid releases. I always encourage y'all to voice your critiques respectfully towards Blizzard, so when we get future seasonal servers, or maybe Classic Plus eventually, that we get to keep the good that comes with SoD, but throw out the bad that might have come with it as well. Let me know if there's anything you think I missed or I'm wrong on in what was discussed today. Are you still enjoying Season Discovery? How does Classic Fresh feel now versus 3 weeks ago? I didn't even talk about Cataclysm, by the way. Fun fact, they have more raiders than SoD and Fresh combined currently. For me, I'm enjoying both Fresh and SoD, but Fresh is on the back burner for me for sure. My end goal is to get my rogue to 60 to PvP, and then all 10 classes to level 60 to prepare for TBC. And of course, finish out Season of Discovery with Naxxramas, the new Scarlet Raid, and whatever other surprises Blizzard may have to offer for us in this fun experiment we've been playing for over a year now. As always, thanks for stopping by, thanks for saying hi, drop a like and a sub for more classic content. Follow me on Twitch and TikTok. My link tree is in the description below, and I'll see y'all in the next video.